Hey everybody, this is the weekly forecast commencing on Monday, February the 17th. This is an important week where energies are opening up. The sun is changing signs, leaving Aquarius, which is more impersonal, intellectual energies in the background for 4 weeks. And then we're going on Tuesday, the sun moves into Pisces for the next 4 weeks. And so the spotlight of Pisces is more on your intuition as opposed to Aquarius on your mind. The Pisces is more sensitive, more charitable, more caring, but it also can make your feelings more sensitive. Now, Mars is also, ambitious, assertive Mars has been retrograde since December the 6th, 2024, once every 2 years. And it is finally going to go direct, releasing all this pent-up frustrations or delayed energies next Sunday on February the 23rd. So, before I start breaking down what's happening each day, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. All right. On Monday, the moon is in Libra. And as I start every weekly video, I always start with where is the moon? Because the moon represents the public tone, the public reactions. And we start the new work week on the 17th with the moon in cooperative, harmonious, sociable Libra. And by mid-afternoon, the moon will be in harmony with the sun in Aquarius because they're both air signs, Libra, Aquarius. And so when the sun and the moon are in harmony, it is when socializing, tackling any kind of issues, everything seems to run more smoothly. And at 4:20 p.m. Pacific time, the moon leaves cooperative, sociable Libra and moves into moody, brooding, introspective, all or nothing Scorpio, powerful, intense Scorpio. Where Libra wants to be all things to all people, Scorpio is much more introspective, doing a lot of deep thinking. It's more like, leave me alone, I got things to think about. Now, on Tuesday, as the moon continues in Scorpio, by mid-morning Pacific time, the moon will be in harmony with discerning communication Mercury. Mercury is rational. The moon is emotional. It's subjective. But when the moon is in harmony with Mercury, mid-morning Pacific time, there's more of an inclination to talk about your feelings more comfortably, to express them. It's also very good for writing, for speaking, for nurturing. And at 2:07 a.m., earlier that day, the sun went into Pisces. And Pisces is all this nurturing, sensitive, caring energies. And on Tuesday, you're having the moon in Scorpio in harmony with Mercury, feeling, talking about your past, your emotions. And the moon in Scorpio will still be in harmony with the sun in Pisces, because Pisces is a water sign and Scorpio is a water sign. On Wednesday, the moon continues in Scorpio, and by mid-morning Pacific time, the moon will be in harmony, called a trine, to pragmatic, responsible Saturn. And Scorpio, that energy can be this kind of all or nothing, obsessive kinds of powerful energies. But when it's in harmony with Saturn, a lot of people will be taking on more responsibilities. And now with the sun in Pisces, Saturn's been in Pisces for the past couple of years, there's a lot of really be mindful and taking care of those in need. But mid-afternoon Pacific time, the Scorpio, passionate Scorpio moon will be in opposition or confrontation to unpredictable, rebellious Uranus. Now, on one end of the spectrum, that can bring in a lot of unexpected emotional upsets. On a more positive, it can really shake things up, bring in a lot of emotional excitement, but also it's very favorable for wanting to break an old habit, because the moon is also our ingrained behavior patterns, and opposite liberating rebellious Uranus, it's an excellent time to let go of an old stuck pattern. So that's mid-afternoon Pacific time. On the 20th, the moon in introspective, powerful, secretive Scorpio goes void of course at 2:06 a.m. until 4:55 a.m. Pacific time. As I mention every week, the void of course means that the moon is about ready to change signs, but it's no longer making aspects to other planets. So therefore, there's no public activity. The energy is more flat. So when the moon's void of course, it's very favorable for resting, for introspection. You can stick to the routine, you can continue doing what you've been doing, but you don't want to initiate any important new projects during a moon void of course. At 4:55 a.m. Pacific time, the moon leaves void of course and that kind of brooding, dead Scorpio, and moves into enthusiastic, outgoing, upbeat Sagittarius. And Mercury, discerning communication Mercury, will be squaring or forming a hard tension to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is the planet that's associated with Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, Jupiter, a lot of expansion, traveling, optimism, teaching. But when discerning communication Mercury is in a hard angle to Jupiter, you may be having overinflated expectations. Now, at the same time, you might be feeling really optimistic and upbeat, and the Sagittarius moon tends to promote a lot of optimism. But you could be biting off more than you could chew. You may be having a lot of major expectations where it's all feeling good at the time, but then you may need to pull back and get more grounded. On Friday, the 21st, as the moon continues in enthusiastic Sagittarius, around 4 to 6 a.m. Pacific time, it's in opposition or interacting with others, expansive Jupiter. So in some ways, it's a continuation of the Mercury-Jupiter, where overdoing it, over-expecting, overindulging. And now here's the public moon being stressed by Jupiter. So there's a lot of people, it's the public, where you're still expecting a lot. But then comes around 7, 8 a.m. Pacific time, and now the moon, that subjective personal moon, is squaring or in tension with logical, rational Mercury. So it's only like an hour or two, like say around 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time, that is not favorable for any kind of personal discussions, talking about your feelings, talking to a personal relationship, or any kind of discussions about business, because the rationale of Mercury is being influenced by emotional, subjective, the moon. But it only lasts an hour or two. But in the evening, 8, 9 p.m. Pacific time, so a lot of people around the world will be asleep, but that emotional moon will be restricted or in tension to limiting Saturn. Moon Saturn could trigger a lot of emotional worrying. Now, on Saturday, the moon continues in enthusiastic Sagittarius. It's going to be forming a hard angle to nebulous, foggy Neptune around noon, 1 p.m. Pacific time. So it's good for the imagination, but when it comes to reality, you may be kind of unfocused and lost. Again, an hour or two. But at 12:39 p.m. Pacific time to 3:09 p.m., the moon in Sag is void of course. Stick to the routine. Don't introduce anything important new. But when at 3:09 p.m. Pacific time, the moon leaves the void and goes into Capricorn. And the public tone of Capricorn is more sensible, it's more productive, it's more organized, more focus on accomplishing your goals. And that will continue for 2.5 days. So on Sunday, the 23rd, here's the public moon in organized, practical Capricorn, keeping us all realistic and grounded, as Mars is starting to loosen up where it's been going retrograde, which can be very frustrating for Mars because Mars is ambitious, aggressive, and goal-oriented. But when it's retrograde, it seems like it takes so much more effort to get the same results. And so there's a lot of irritability, a lot of tiredness, a lot of frustration, a lot of anger issues that's frustrated. But as the Mars is starting to release all this pent-up energy, and it will take a week or two to release most of it that's been bottled up since December, but rational decision-making Mercury will be trining or in harmony with this powerful Mars. I say Mars is powerful because when any planet is appearing to be stationary. That means it's been going backwards, it's stopping, and then going forwards, or it's been going forwards and then slowing down and stopping and retrograding or going backwards. So that couple of days when a planet is either going direct or going retrograde, it's called stationary. And whatever that planet represents and how it's impacting your horoscope, a stationary planet is a really intense, powerful energies. And fortunately for the world, on Sunday, it's in harmony with a powerful Mars. So the mind, lots of organizing, new decisions, new plans. A lot of people are starting to feel so much more enthusiastic and hopeful about starting to take action. Could even be releasing a lot of pent-up anger and where people just want to start protesting or demanding, that whatever's been holding their back is pushed away. This is very favorable energies for learning, for decision-making, for negotiations. It's a great energy to start releasing all this blocked, pent-up energy for the last couple of months. So, I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next week, be safe and well.